it is important to consider where you do that, even the physical space. And I have it here in quotes. You say that unusual thinking doesn't happen when you are in a usual space. So you must find a new space to do that kind of activity. Could you tell us more about this?
Yeah, I just think that if you have got a difficult thing to solve, it needs some kind of lateral leap. And you walk into your normal grey office and you sit at your normal grey workstation and switch on your normal grey laptop, it's quite likely that you're going to have a normal grey thought. You're not going to make a great leap. And there's a silly but true story in the book of an ad man called Terry Lovelock, who a long time ago was working for an advertising agency which had been asked to launch a product which had nothing to differentiate it from any of its rivals other than the advertising idea. And Terry was extravagant and a maverick, even by advertising standards. And the next thing you knew, he'd gone off to Morocco for a fortnight and had checked into the Mamoumiya, which is the most expensive hotel in Marrakesh, and just left a message saying, I can't think of a decent idea in the office, so I've got somewhere to get some headspace. Of course, everybody was very pissed off. You know, they were still sitting in their rather dull office in a tower block on the wrong side of the Euston Road. Why was Terry sitting by the pool in Morocco? And when he came back, they said, well, what have you got to show for it? And he produced out of his pocket this rather scruffy piece of paper on which were written 8 words. And those words were Heineken refreshes the parts other beers can't reach. And it was a breakthrough idea. And it produced an advertising campaign which ran for 25 years and made Heineken a huge brand. So I think Terry's extravagance was justified. Now, obviously, it's a most extreme example. I'm not suggesting we should all fly off to Morocco. But when I worked with Terence Conran, for example, his office was near Tower Bridge, about 200 yards walk from the river. And if I just got stuck on something, I'd just go for a walk and get a cup of coffee, and I'd sit on one of the benches overlooking the river. And I'm kind of away from work and away from the phone, and your head clears. And quite often you think about things which are nothing to do with the problem that you're trying to address, but you still kind of create the opportunity for new ideas to come into your head.
Yeah, the environment is important, and also connected to this, it's not the same thing. But for example, Roger, one of the things we say to our clients is that you should never start preparing a pitch or a presentation on PowerPoint in front of your laptop.
Oh, never. Quite right.
Never. And it's not the same thing, but it is connected because it's the environment. You want to start brainstorming interesting ideas. And John Cleese said that we don't know where we get our ideas from, but what we do know is that we don't get them from our laptops. And I agree with that 100%.